Hey guys, welcome to Arsenal Fan TV, and this is the review of Arsenal versus Newcastle United this afternoon, which resulted in a 1-0 win to the Arsenal, and it was anything but the straightforward 3 points I thought it would be heading into the match. Before the game started, I honestly thought this would be a simple, easy game for the Arsenal, I guess you could say, in which we would look to get a confidence-boosting win, start 2016 the right way, but it was anything but that, and you've got to give credit to Steve McClaren and his Newcastle side, because I thought they really took the game to us this afternoon, played some really good counter-attacking football, looked like a side that were determined to stay in the Premier League, and you've got to say, if they do continue to play like that for the rest of the season, they have got a fighting chance, a very good chance of remaining in this division. But what we see with Newcastle week in, week out is that they play well against the likes of Liverpool, they play really well against Spurs as well, 2 really good victories they've had recently, played really well against us, but then they'll go and lose to someone like West Brom. Well, saying that, we went and lost to West Brom as well, but if Newcastle are to get some consistency under their belt, then they have to play like this in every match they go into, so I will give them credit for that. But I thought we were pretty diabolical in this match. As good as Newcastle were, we were pretty shambolic. I didn't think we offered a lot going forward. I thought it was a really big game where we missed someone like Francis Coquelin in the middle. I think we really struggled with Matthew Flamini in the middle of the park. It certainly wasn't Aaron Ramsey's best game. How he missed that chance towards the latter stages of the match, just after we'd gone 1-0 up, when he took it around a couple of players and then just put it wide of the post. I mean, that was one of the best chances he's had in an Arsenal shirt over the past year or whatever, and to not put it in the back of it really does symbolise a player that does look to be lacking on a bit of confidence. I think he really needs to get a goal under his belt, and I do worry that at times his selfishness might cost us, because he also had a great chance to square it to Joel Campbell in that instance. He didn't do so, and it could have been a comfortable 2-0 win to see the game out. But, I mean, it was anything but a comfortable match for the Arsenal this afternoon. It started off relatively well. I mean, the first thing that I drew my eye to was the exclusion of Gabriel from the starting 11, and I'm left scratching my head again about this once again, because I don't know what the guy has to do to get into this Arsenal starting 11. I'm not saying Mertesacker is a bad player by any means, and he does, you could argue, warrant a place in this starting 11. World Cup winner, Arsenal vice-captain, yep, he should be in the back four, but Gabriel was fantastic against Bournemouth, got the goal and put in a very resolute performance. He should be starting this game for me. He's a player that at a point will succeed Per Mertesacker, I think we all know that, and I just think he needs to be getting a run of games under his belt. I don't think it's going to do his confidence any good if we keep jading his succession like this. So in that game against Sunderland, I presume he'll start there, but for me, he should have started this game. It was the wrong decision not to play him. But Mertesacker did a really good job, as did Koscielny. The defence held pretty firm, but also saying that, Newcastle had a few good counter-attacks in which they were in one-on-one situations, and the man of the match, you have to definitely say, was Petr Cech, who really did take us out of the mud at times. I thought he had a really cracking performance, definitely my man of the match. We also saw Oxlade-Chamberlain start the game, and he didn't have his best performance in an Arsenal shirt. I thought he was really all over the place. His passing was really poor, and as well as that, he couldn't really cross the ball to save his life. So not the best of performances from Chamberlain. If he wants to be guaranteed a spot in this Arsenal starting 11, he really has to start improving from here on in. And I was surprised not to see Joel Campbell start, because for me, out of the 2 players at this moment in time, Campbell seems to be the better one. And Walcott played on that left-hand side. I don't think he did much throughout the course of this game. Didn't really have the impact that I think we wanted to see from him. Giroud up top, he was probably the best of our attackers, I thought. Ozil was really struggling in this game because he didn't have many options around him. Whenever we were trying to attack, he seemed to be about the only one trying to make things move forward for us. He made so many forward passes that just weren't being latched onto. Really hard game for Ozil, and I'm a bit disappointed he didn't get an assist in a way, because I thought he tried so hard throughout the course of this match, and at times really did look like the only player that was trying to get things moving for us. It was a fast start to the game from us, but slowly but surely Newcastle grew into it that little bit more. It really slowed down. The tempo really wasn't convincing from Arsenal, and it was sluggish. It was lethargic. It was really quite boring, I guess you could say, from Arsenal. It really wasn't entertaining football to watch, and I think the bottom line is this Arsenal team looks very tired at this moment in time. I think a lot of players need a rest. I think one of those players is definitely Hector Bellerin. He seems to be struggling for form at this moment in time, and Debuchy, I don't think he was even in the squad today, so I think he needs to be given a little bit of a run out, in my opinion, if he can possibly reclaim a spot in this Arsenal team, which I think will be a real struggle. But at some point, we need to give Bellerin a rest. Otherwise, I'm worried that we're going to burn him out. And there are other players in this Arsenal team as well that I think need a rest. I think Ozil is one of them. And one thing I think we do underappreciate with Ozil, despite being such a fantastic footballer, he's also an immense athlete. I mean, the amount of football he's played for us recently and isn't really showing any signs of losing any energy. It's great to see that from him. He's a tremendous footballer as well as being a superb athlete. So those are just a couple of points that I wanted to bring up. But, I mean, it was a poor first half from Arsenal. I don't think we had any shots on target after 45 minutes, whereas Newcastle had some great counter-attacking opportunities, and Petr Cech, like I say, was keeping us in the game. Newcastle really were having some great chances for the likes of Wijnaldum, Mitrovic and Ayoze Perez. Those were the 3 players that I thought could cause us problems throughout the course of this match, and they proved to do so early on in that first half. Second half, Newcastle really did have the rub of the green once again. In their opening 5-10 minutes, they had a really great chance through Mitrovic, and they really did have some great one-on-one opportunities. Like I said, Petr Cech really do have to take your hat off to him because he was immense throughout the course of this game and really did keep us in it at times. But unfortunately for Newcastle, they didn't get that 1-0 lead, which they should have done. If it was any other team, we could have lost this game about 2 or 3-0. But fortunately for us, Newcastle weren't clinical when they needed to be, and we got our first goal through Laurent Koscielny. Mesut Ozil corner flicked on by Olivier Giroud, falls kindly to Laurent Koscielny, who pokes it into the back of net past Elliott, and it wasn't a deserved 1-0 lead, but I would take a scrappy 3 points in whatever way it comes. We had a great opportunity shortly after that through the Ramsey chance that I mentioned, which should have been 2-0. Campbell really did change the game for me through his work rate and his technical ability going forward. He has to start the game against Sunderland for me, and I hope that other players like Gabriel come back into the fold and warrant a place in this starting 11, because there are some fringe players coming back into the side that really do offer something to this Arsenal team. But overall, I mean, it wasn't a great performance, but I will take 3 points in any way that it comes, just to see us at the top of the table. It's games like this you've got to be getting 3 points, and I'm glad we've done so tonight. I think we will benefit massively from having Alexis Sanchez coming back, because our front forward players are looking a bit tired at this moment in time. I'm looking forward to seeing Giroud, Walcott and Sanchez all link up with Mesut Ozil in behind. That really is a tantalising and mouth-watering prospect. But yeah, good 3 points tonight. Not a great performance, but I'll take 3 points in any which way that it comes. Get your thoughts on the game in the comments box below. Please do like the video if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV if you're new to the channel. And as always, I'll be speaking to you very, very soon.